It is absolutely nonsense when people say that baby sleep associations aren't real or that they don't impact sleep, because they absolutely do. And while it's definitely true that for some babies, naturally, they're usually kind of cruisier sleepers, they're less bothered by sleep associations, can be fully assisted to sleep, fed all the way to sleep, rocked all the way to sleep, bounced all the way to sleep, and they really don't look for it overnight. That can be true. Whereas a lot of other babies, these habits start to become the crutch that they look for at the end of each sleep cycle overnight. And that can become really exhausting for everybody. And there's no end in sight. It's not a phase, it's not a regression. It is the way a baby goes to sleep fast becomes the way they want to be resettled multiple times overnight. And it's actually got a name. It's called childhood behavioral insomnia, sleep onset association subtype. It's not just something that sleep consultants have made up. And sleep associations aren't the whole picture. We need to have the great schedule. We need to have the great feeds. That's a huge part of the way I work. We need to have a great sleep environment. We need to have checked all of the boxes before we even go into the night so that we can be really clear on what is a feed and what is a resettle and what could be causing what. We need to eliminate all the other root causes before we even get to the sleep association. And then that's when the sleep training comes in. And sleep training is a really effective and safe and profoundly life-changing, excuse the hyperbole, but it is the secret sauce when you teach a baby to self-settle when they have got a really strong habit of only being able to be put to sleep and put back to sleep in one particular way. Because what sleep training does is it teaches your baby how to put themselves to sleep. It teaches them to self-settle, make the transition from awake to asleep. So you move away from feeding all the way to sleep and rocking all the way to sleep, and then at the end of a sleep cycle multiple times overnight, your baby has this incredible skill that you can support them in using. And so all of a sudden you go from having to feed 10 times before midnight to a baby that is able to roll over, hum themselves to sleep, suck their thumb, bang their legs, rub their head, and put themselves back to sleep, wake at 2 a.m. for a full feed, and then burp back down until 7 a.m. So if you're struggling with sleep and you're thinking that it's because of a parent-led sleep association, that is not because you are doing anything wrong or your baby is doing anything wrong or you're not doing the sleep association right, and maybe the other person in mother's group is, because their baby can be fed all the way to sleep and they don't wake a million times before midnight. Babies are natural pattern seekers, and some really want to have that same rinse and repeat sleep habit, sleep crutch, whatever you want to call it, multiple times overnight. And this is where sleep training can be an absolute game changer for families. So ignore anyone that says sleep associations aren't real and that they don't impact sleep, because the research does not support that.